Alrighty, I think we're going to go ahead and get started so we can get through everything. So thank you so much for joining me today for today's webinar. We're going to be looking at the B2B and Farm Periodical Cross-Media Analyzer tool. Find out some information that would be really helpful when it comes to media planning. So our agenda today, we're going to be looking at the Periodical Cross-Media Analyzer, kind of go over just a brief overview of the different reports you can pull from our system, and then going to go into a live demo so you can see these reports in action. So just to let you know, this webinar is part of a series that I've been doing within the last couple months. So this is the third webinar out of 4. The first webinar we did was about Brand View. And Brand View, truly what this is, it's a bridge between that PDF static document of the publisher statement and the real in-depth analyzer tool that we're going to be going over today. It truly is a one-stop shop. It's a great interface for our clients to really showcase their publication. There's an overview page, and this overview page gets to tell information about a publication. Also, what's great about this overview page, it has a media kit link. So that goes directly to the publication's media kit, so you're not searching all over the website for it. And it's updated on as soon as their latest release publisher statement is released, all the information is updated automatically. And what's pretty cool about it too is that this Brand View link, even if you're not an AAM client, you can still have access to a client's Brand View. There's only the Reports Library tab would not be available if you're not an AAM client. But otherwise, it's a shareable link. So even if you're a non-AAM client, you would have access to Brand View. So this is a publication. This is actually a prototype of a business publication. So all our publications are business pubs. They file twice a year with AAM. They file a December and a June publisher statement. So we're just in the process of wrapping up the December drive. So there's a lot of wealth of information you can just obtain from that PDF document. But for those who activate their Brand View profile, it just gives you a little bit more information about the publication, and it's kind of a one-stop shop like I had mentioned before. It's in a tab format, so if a publication has their website and social media and newsletter audited by AAM, you're going to see those tabs, so it's easy access to see their information, their latest information that they have. It's updated with the latest released publisher statement, so it's always current information. But if you want to take a deeper dive into a publication or multiple publications and really want to see what the distribution's occurring, so you can do that target marketing, that regional marketing target, Periodical Analyzer truly is the way to go. There is a wealth of information that you can pull for AAM's database. AAM's database is pretty massive. We have over 2,200 publications that range from our newspaper clients to our business B2B and farm titles. And when you go into the analyzer, each division has their own unique analyzer that is specifically for that division. So the business and farm, they share the same analyzer because their formats are very similar in how they report. And some of the filters that we can go through, and when you go into those reports, when I do the live demo, you can just search by the title, but you can also search by circulation size. You can do by parent company. You can export these reports into Excel, which is wonderful because then you can do more customization about these reports and really filter that data down to what you need it to be. So some of the reports we're going to look into, when I do my live demo, we're going to go into both the periodical and we're going to look at the cross-media analyzer. The periodical analyzer is going to take information from the publisher statement itself, the print, mainly going over their print distribution and their digital distribution. Cross-media, what that's going to go into is if a publication elects to have their website, their social media, newsletter audited, that's where that information is going to be housed, is in the cross-media analyzer. So first we're going to go through the periodical one. The first report we're going to go through is called Total Average Qualified Paid and Qualified Non-Paid Circulation. It's going to pull in the top line information, what their total qualified paid and total qualified non-paid distribution number is for that particular reporting period. So in my example, I'll be using the December 2018 publisher statement. Now, if you want to go into a more granular report about a publication, get into really the nitty-gritty of a publication, what type of distribution do they have? No, they have paid, but what type of paid? Is it association? Is it sponsored? What type of distribution do they really have? That's when you want this report called Total Average Qualified Non-Paid and Circulation Detail. Circulation detail is exactly what it is. It's going to give you that level of detail about a publication. The other reports we're going to be looking at in the periodical analyzer is they have qualified non-paid, or qualified paid and qualified non-paid circulation by issues. This is a really helpful report if you're wanting to do your media planning around a particular issue, a time of year. If you want to look at a publication and see where the distribution is occurring throughout the year, this is the report you would want to look at, is the issue by issue. The other popular report we have is a geographic analysis. So all our periodical titles, whether you're a magazine, a B2B title, a firm title, all file geographic analysis with AAM. What that is, a publication takes their one issue during their statement period, and they're going to break down that distribution by state or by province if it's a Canadian publication. What's great about this report is that you can see exactly where the distribution is occurring. So it really helps fine-tune your target marketing plan. The other last report we have in the analyzer for B2B, and this is only for applicable for our B2B titles, is Agisource. This is for that qualified non-paid distribution. You want to see what makes that up, whether it's the market coverage type of copies, things of that nature. Agisource is what you would want to pull, and it also will show you if it's how old the source is. Where did they obtain that list? Is it 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old? So I'll show you that report. So that's a helpful report as well if you're looking at qualified non-paid distribution. After that, I'm going to switch over to cross-media. Cross-media is when we're going to look at a publication's website information, their app, if they have us out of their app information. What we'll look at when you pull in a publication has their website audited by AAM. It'll feature their unique browsers, unique users, page impressions, visits, time spent on that website. So really helpful information. And all these reports are based on a monthly segment in time. So it's a monthly report. Similar situation with the app. If we're auditing a publication's app, it will look at unique devices, page impressions, downloads, and visits. For social media, if we're going to be looking at the social analysis, what we're looking at is, do they have Facebook? Do they have Instagram? We're going to look at Facebook likes, the Twitter followers, if they're on Twitter, Instagram following, whatever. Even we have Pinterest on there as well. So we'll see what that information is for their social media. For newsletters, we're going to take a look at a publication's newsletter and how the net distribution. So it takes out any bounce backs. It's the actual distribution that got to this particular consumer. And then I'll have the open rate percent, unique open rate percent. So with that, I am going to exit out of my presentation here, and I'm going to go into a live demo here. So just give me a second here to switch. So here we're on AAM's website. So for AAM's website, to access it, it's going to be at auditedmedia.com, and you're going to get into our main page, and there's a login. So to access our database, you had to click on login, and you're going to want the Media Intelligence Center. So the Media Intelligence Center truly is our powerhouse for our clients. It has all our clients' data is all included in the Media Intelligence Center. And there is a wealth of information you can pull from our Media Intelligence Center. We also refer to it as the MIC. There is credentials to get into the filing tool. So if you're not sure what your credentials are, please contact myself or my colleague, Jenny Anderson, and we're more than happy to provide that information for you. So when you go into the Media Intelligence Center, you can just start typing in a title. So I'm going to do Hordes Dairyman. Now if I want to look up another title, it'd be comma, no space, and it would help if I can spell. But if I start typing in beef, Yeah, it'll start popping up. And so I see those two titles. And if I wanted to add another title, it's become a no space. So that's how you can bring up just using the search by bar. I'm going to go ahead and click on Hoard's Dairyman because they actually have a really cool brand view profile. So this is Hoard's Dairyman. This is one of our farm titles. And they have activated their brand view. And I love brand view. It truly is a very visual, more vibrant look at a publication. So it's just more than just looking at their publisher statement. It actually tells a story about the publication, gives more background information about that publication. So we have an overview of the publication, but what I love is this media kit. It goes directly to that media kit. Hopefully it pops up. Here we go. So it does pop up. So you're not searching all over the website for a client's media kit. So it's right there. I love that feature because I can't tell you how many times I spent searching for a client's rate card. So it is right there on this media kit tab. Circulation tab, what this is doing, it's pulling information from the latest release publisher statement. Like I stated, we are in the process of finalizing all our December publisher statements. So as soon as that December publisher statement's released, this is automatically updated. So it gives you the visual information about publication circulation. Hoard's actually has their website audited by AAM, so it also has their web activity. Again, we have unique browsers, their monthly visits, page impressions, unique browser, it gives you that detail right below. You have the graph and then you have the detail. Love this feature because it just gives you that right there without going to the publisher statement. You can see it right here. Same thing with the newsletter. The newsletter has about the information about their net distribution. Then if you want to look at their actual publisher statement, you click on Reports Library. So this tab here is available if you are a client of AAM. If you're not a client of AAM, what you're going to see, you'll still see the Overview tab, Circulation and Web, and Newsletter, but you wouldn't have access to the Reports Library tab. In order to have access to that Reports Library tab, you will need to be a client of AAM. So in this here, right when you click on it, you can click right directly to the publisher statement, and it'll provide, in this case here, they actually have their December released. So again, BrandView really is a wonderful tool. It's that one-stop shop. It gives you a lot of information without going into the analyzer tool. Just if you're really just looking for a quick overview, BrandView is the way to go. So I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to go ahead and hit this reset button. It's a back arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and reset it. And I'm going to use the filters on the side, and I'm going to just pull in the information for our B2B titles and our farm titles. So on the side, on the left-hand side, there's more filter options. You can filter by circulation size. And then one of my favorites is parent company. If you're looking for a parent company, for example, I'm going to be using UBM for my parent company for my example here. It pulls in all UBM's titles that we have that we audit for them. Now, if you just click on DVM 360, it'll bring up the publication. It'll bring up either the Reports Library tab if they haven't activated their BrandView profile, or if they have activated their BrandView profile, it will automatically be pulled. So that's if you just click on the title. But to get that analyzer, that in-depth look about their distribution, you want to check the box right next to the title so this Analyze button pops up. I want to pull all the titles into Analyzer, so I'm going to go ahead and check the box right next to Media Property. When I do that, it automatically checks all the titles, and I'm going to click Analyze Data. And what it does, it brings in all the titles into what we call the Periodical Analyzer. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Periodical Analyzer tab, and there's various reports you can pull. So this first report is top line information. I'm going to go ahead and click Add Historical Reports. Doesn't look like it did anything, but I'm going to show you what it did when I clicked on it. So I'm going to use total average qualified non-paid. It's your qualified paid and qualified non-paid distribution, so top line information. When I clicked Add Historical Reports, you can do year-over-year comparisons, which I really like this feature. So I'm just going to go ahead and collect. I want to compare December 2018 to December 2017 and 2016. You can choose whatever time period you would like. You have options here too. What categories you want to pull in. Honestly, it's best just to go ahead and select all. It's easier to edit when you pull it into Excel than to select here. So I'm going to go ahead and select all, click submit. And what happens, it pulls in all those titles, so all 13 UBM titles, and it gives you that top line information. It's going to give you by statement period, so we have December 2018 over 2017 and 2016. And it's going to show you what their total paid circulation is, their total qualified non-paid. Also, too, this percent did they increase their distribution from last time or did it decrease? So that's what this column is. Now, to really do that in-depth analysis, click Export. Change the export format. You want to change it to Excel. Go ahead and click OK. And then it'll bring up an Excel report. So I'm going to go ahead and open that report because I want to show you what it looks like when you pull into Excel. Because there's a little bit of formatting that I recommend doing in order to get the filters to run properly. So just give it a moment to open. But I really do love this report. It gives that top line level of information. When it first opens, go ahead and click Enable Editing. We know this is coming from AAM, so I get rid of that. We don't need that row. We don't need this total. We know what the report is. So once you do that, then you can just go ahead, highlight the rows, and then hit Data. And then you can hit filter, and then you can filter this as any way you want. You can really customize this report for your needs. You can compare, if you only wanted to compare 2 publications, you could do that. It's a nice way to be able to fully customize the report for your needs. So that's the first report that we looked at. So I'm going to hit close. So that's total average qualified paid, qualified non-paid circulation trends, that top line level. What if you want that detail? What makes up total qualified paid? What makes up qualified non-paid? This is the report you want. Total average qualified, paid and non-paid distribution. This is pulling again from the publisher statement. And since I've already hit historical information, you can still do, year over year. You can do December, the whole year of December 2018 to compare it to 2017. You can go all the way back until 2010. I'm going to go ahead and select all, but you can select, if you're only interested in qualified paid, you can just select the different categories you want to pull into the report. It's truly up to you. Again, this is where you can customize the report to suit your needs. So for me, I still like doing select all, hit submit. And it does take a moment, but it does pop up. And now this is the report that gives you that level of detail. Takes the qualified paid, it's individual print. And then we have associations, you have your sponsorships. So if I kind of go to the far right, you get to see the different categories there are. Pretty big report. Highly, highly recommend you export into Excel. So that's what we call that nitty-gritty report. The next one is if you're looking for a specific period in time to see how well publications is doing with their distribution. This is the one that you would want, the qualified paid, non-paid circulation by issues. So when either a B2B title or a farm title files information for us in the publisher statement, they break down their distribution not only in 6-month averages, but they also provide each issue what their distribution is by issue that makes up that 6-month average. So for this report, I'm just going to go ahead and just click December 2018, click Select All. And what it'll do, it breaks down that publication. So for this one, the auto body repair, here's my October issue, my August issue, July issue, September issue, all the issues that make up for their December publisher statement. I'll have the total qualified paid, their qualified paid print, they're not qualified non-paid as well. So it gives you that level of detail by issue. The other report that's a really popular report, whether you're a magazine, B2B title, or farm title, is geographic analysis. All our magazine, periodical B2B titles are required to file to take one issue, and they break it down by state or province. And what's great about this is you can see exactly where the distribution is occurring. And what I really like about this report, it's a really great report to pull into Excel, because then you can filter by state. You can also filter by region. So if you're interested in the Mid-Atlantic region, which is comprised in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York, you can filter it that way as well. Wealth of information you can get from the geographic analysis report, especially if you're target marketing and specific for a specific area. Then we have the age of source. Age of source is available for those clients that actually report qualified non-pay distribution. One of the requirements for our clients when they have qualified non-pay distribution is how old the source is. The source for their, in order to report, can't be more than 36 months old. So what this report does, it will just show you exactly how they're obtaining their qualified non-paid distribution. Is it a direct request? Is it from business directories? Things of that nature. So too goes 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. So this is a good report if you're interested in looking at publications total qualified non-paid distribution. Now I'm going to switch over to cross media. Cross media is for those publications that actually file web data with us, newsletter, social media, or app data with us. Now, right now it doesn't look like there's anything there, but you need to select a year. I'm going to go ahead and select 2018, just so you can see. When 2018 now brings up that it goes all the way from January through December, and you select a time period that you would like. So I'm just going to do the last quarter. I'm going to do that fourth quarter in 2017. Then I have web. I'm going to look at the publication's web information. I'm going to check modify. And I already have my time period selected. And I'm going to go ahead and do select all. So it brings in all the headers and unique users, unique browsers, page impressions. Go ahead and submit. So this is about a publication's, if we audit a publication's web information, hopefully it works. Just give me one moment. I'm going to try that one more time. My computer's going to select all and hit submit. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to select a year. Sorry about that. I didn't select 2018. So it does take a moment for it to load, but then it brings in the publication. If they have their website audited, it would pull it into the report. So not all of UBM titles have website information that we audit, but for those titles that do, it does pull it into the report. And so you can see the unique users, unique browsers, page impressions, things of that nature. The next one is social. This is about social media, whether they do Facebook, Twitter. So again, I'm going to go ahead and select 2018, so it knows to report to pull from 2018. Do select all, click submit. And again, all our reports in the Analyzer tool, you can hit export and export it into Excel. But here for social media, if we're auditing a social media, it'll pull it in and it'll show if it's Twitter. We even have Pinterest, Facebook. In this case, these are what's for UBM titles, what we audit for them. The other one is newsletter. So if we audit a publication's newsletter, again, click modify. I'm going to look at 2018 for that last quarter here, and then select all, and click submit. So it gives our newsletter distribution by publication. And I'll give that net distribution. So that net distribution shows you, so there's no bounce backs. This is net of any bounce backs. It's going to an actual person. So that's what that net distribution is. So as you can see, between the cross media and the periodical analyzer and brand view and a publication's publisher statement, there is a wealth of information you can pull on a client about a different publication and get all sorts of data information. It really helps with that target marketing, to fine tune it if you were looking for a specific time period, a specific region. What type of distribution do they have? Are you only interested in total paid? Are you interested in qualified non-paid? These reports truly are a great way to look at a publication's distribution and see where it's occurring. If you do have any questions about the information that's in the Media Intelligence Center, how to run a particular report, or there's a report you don't see in there, go ahead and contact us. There's a report maybe that we can customize for you. But contact either myself or my colleague Jenny Anderson, and we're more than happy to help you out. So our next webinar in this series, our last one in the series for media planning with the Analyzer tool, is coming up. It will be on newspaper data, and that will be March 21st. So thank you so much for your time today, and have a wonderful day.